7 on the shot clock. There was no reset on it. Mitchell got by Payne. What a kick out, Niang. Butter! Oh, that was sweet.
Back on December 15th of 2023, the Cleveland Cavaliers season was teetering on the verge of destruction. A 13-12 record was a far cry from where this team expected to be entering the year, and with long-term injuries to Darius, Garland, and Evan Mobley announced on the same day, any chance of getting back on track felt minimal at best. Yet, here we are, over a month later, and the Cavaliers are playing their best basketball of the season, with a 12-3 record since losing 2 of their best players, pushing them to 25-15 overall on the season, an identical pace to their 51-win season a year ago. So what exactly is going on? How have the Cavs changed their fortune so quickly, and are they now a legit contender in the Eastern Conference? Let's start by talking about what stylistic changes the Cavaliers have made since the start of the season. Cleveland's summer additions made it clear they wanted to address last year's lack of three-point shooting, and JB Bickerstaff talked a big game when saying the Cavs would be shooting three-pointers at a much higher rate than the year before. But breaking old habits is easier said than done, with the Cavs placing just 18th in three-point attempts prior to mid-December. Their stagnant, pick-and-roll heavy offense prevailed, and aside from the occasional scoring outburst, the Cavs had seemingly taken a step backward on both ends of the floor. Cleveland ranked 25th in offensive rating during this stretch and had fallen from the league's best defense to just barely cracking the top 10. Something wasn't clicking for this Cavs team as they routinely went through dry spells offensively, shooting the 5th worst three-point percentage and dishing the 5th fewest assists per game. Then, despite the doomsday clock approaching midnight, the Cavs magically turned it all around. Since December 15th, the Cavs ranked 6th in offensive rating, 1st in defensive rating, and 2nd in net rating, with the highest win percentage in the NBA. So what changed? I think much of this can be described with one simple word: confidence. Whether it be Jarrett Allen accepting new responsibilities as a facilitator and confidently attacking drop defenders off of the dribble, or the contagious shooting effect that has made the Cavaliers one of the most trigger-happy teams in the NBA. The Cavs are shooting more three-pointers than any other team in the NBA, while dishing out the 3rd most assists per 100 possessions. Sam Merrill leads the league in three-point attempts per 100, while Georges Niang, Max Strus, Caris LeVert, and Donovan Mitchell have been letting it fly with confidence themselves. All of this gunslinging has made it easier for players like Dean Wade or Isaac Okoro to shoot without hesitation. Everyone around them is going bombs away from deep, making their shot attempts feel more natural. Confidence is everything, and so is fitting in. It's a very different game when Okoro is being used as a working member of a functioning offense rather than standing in the corner as a last resort option in case of emergency. And keeping both Wade and Okoro engaged has made it easier for them to stay on the floor and shine on the defensive end. The Cavs' off-ball movement has kept each possession feeling fresh as opposed to their predictable, pick-and-roll reliant offense from a year ago. Something as simple as running a dribble handoff above the break for Okoro is a staple of the Cavs' offense that didn't exist last season. Little changes like this have worked to keep everyone involved while giving someone like Donovan Mitchell a chance to catch his breath. Mitchell himself has embraced being more of a playmaker, averaging a career-high 5.8 assists on the season and boosting that to 7.2 since December 15th. All of this is possible, of course, because guys are finally knocking down shots. The Cavs bench has broken out just at the right time, going from 29th in scoring all the way up to 1st in the NBA per 100 possessions. Caris LeVert has been playing like a genuine 6th Man of the Year candidate, while Niang has finally found his touch from deep. The trio of LeVert, Niang, and Merrill is combining for a whopping 41 bench points per night. That alone is more than 25 other NBA benches. All the while, Tristan Thompson has gone from ESPN reporter to posting the highest offensive rebounding percentage of his career. His energy off the bench has made a genuine difference for Cleveland. While it is true that Darius Garland's injury opened the door for someone like Sam Merrill to emerge as a legit three-point shooting threat, the Cavs may not have discovered Merrill's talents had Garland been healthy, And while Merrill might wind up buried in the rotation once Garland returns, the Cavs still have an additional weapon on their bench that could come in handy. The same can be said for Jarrett Allen's recent success. Perhaps this version of Allen never gets uncovered if he is sharing the floor with Evan Mobley. At just 25 years old, Allen has a developmental path in front of him where he can be a much bigger on-ball threat than anyone might have realized. He's flashing some seriously impressive skills, and if this jump shot ever expands to the three-point line, we are looking at an uber-athletic, upgraded version of Brook Lopez. Allen is averaging close to 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists since ditching his frontcourt running mate. But while Allen's numbers will likely dip once Mobley returns, all of the lessons Cleveland has learned will remain the same. There's no reason why Mobley and Allen can't coexist in the modern NBA. In fact, Allen's emergence as a pseudo-offensive hub makes it even easier for them to share the floor, because infinite possibilities open up when you pair the Cavaliers' backcourt with two bigs who can pass the ball. Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Merrill, and LeVert get to play catch with either one of Cleveland's bigs on any given possession, and staggering the two big men will give each one plenty of opportunity to operate with maximized spacing around them. The Cavs might not be able to space the floor as much as Boston or Indiana, but the pairing of Mobley and Allen is unique in its own way. If they continue to dismantle drop coverage through dribble handoffs and aggressive playmaking, the Cavs' Twin Towers are going to be tough to handle. Then there's Darius Garland. Adding one of the most skilled floor generals in the NBA back into the fold isn't much of a dilemma, but ensuring the team maintains a commitment to moving the ball, and more importantly, moving without the ball, is going to be key. This means Garland and Mitchell need to become more efficient with their possessions, and I don't just mean shooting the ball efficiently, I mean handling the ball with a purpose. The Cavs need to continue passing at a high rate, and that begins and ends with the backcourt. Garland will have to strike a balance with Mitchell when it comes to getting everyone else involved. The Cavs can't afford to become too heliocentric once they are at full strength. And on top of this, Garland himself will have to shoot the ball at the same rate as his counterparts. DG was nearing a career low in three-point attempts prior to his injury, and that just won't cut it. He is too skilled of a player to be a low-volume shooter. In all honesty, Garland should be shooting the ball every single time a help defender is in drop coverage, because not only is DG capable of punishing those defenders, but his willingness to shoot will force the defense to adjust and generate more spacing for everyone else. When looking at the current starting lineup, I understand why you might have spacing concerns when adding Mobley back into the lineup, but the offensive prowess of Garland and the simple fact that Mobley is a better offensive player than both Okoro and Wade combined makes me feel the Cavs should be able to make this work all the same. So, are the Cavs legit contenders in the Eastern Conference? It's hard for me to pick them above the Boston Celtics, who seem almost too gifted at every position to lose. But the Cavs have matched up well with Boston throughout the last two seasons, and I think the Celtics are a little too stubborn when it comes to making adjustments in the playoffs. Nonetheless, I would still hold them a tier or two above the Cavs. I'd probably include Milwaukee in that group, but they might be closer to Philadelphia and Cleveland than we realize. The Bucks' depth is lacking, and their ability to lock in defensively just doesn't seem to be at a championship caliber level. In all honesty, I think the Eastern Conference is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and I could see the Cavs competing with several different teams, from the heavy hitters to squads like the Knicks, Pacers, or Heat. Until we see the Cavs at full strength, we won't really know for sure what they are capable of. But if this recent stretch has proven anything, the Cavaliers may have turned the corner and put themselves in a position to end the season in stride.
Brooks hits a big shot down on the other end.
Strus for three. Hey, knocks it down.
Oh, that's a sight for sore eyes.